Yeah, hi there, and welcome back. And let us continue with our lecture. And today we will see about the from iterable. So let's say we have a list of an item and we want to emit a value in a sequence. So here we have a list of nums and we want to emit a value in a sequence 1, 2, 3, 4 continuously. But in the previous, in a just and if from operator, we saw it was emitting a single object. It was not going through the each item inside the object, but it was emitting a single object for us. So let's say we want to get a value for each of these items inside the list. So let's go and create a function over here, and I'll say from iterable iterable of opera operator, and inside this we will create operator operator. And first of all, create a variable val observable observable, which is of equals to observable. Just make sure you take from the reactive x and just from iterable. So if you can, let's go and check this one documentation. What does it says? Converts an iterable sequence into a observable that emits the item in a sequence. So it is emitting an item. It's not emitting an object. It's emitting an item in the sequence. And we can see that the type of the items on the sequence type. So we have this one. So from iterable, and we need to pass the iterable of the source. So go back over here and we will pass this list of which is a mutable list. Just pass it over here. Now we have observable. We need to create an observable. So val obser we observable, which is of obser observable, which takes from the reactive x. And okay, sorry, I need to create first object over here. So we object and create implement the observer as we have to take the type as the integer because this is an integer list. So we are expecting an integer over here. And let us implement all of the members. And this is the same that we have previously implemented all of this. So on subscribe, on next, and on error, and on complete. So what we can do is we can just I think copy from here, right? We copy, if we can copy. Can I copy this one? So instead of just copying and pasting one by one, I'll just copy and paste it over here. And then this is not the list, it's just the int value that we are getting over here. And that should be fine. So it's the same thing, right? So we are just expecting an integer value over here. And now the on next should be called up to 12 times because after we subscribe it, it should go to on next and iterate because we are using from iterable and we are passing the list over here. So iterable is the list that we have. And it should iterate over this. It's like a for loop. So if you know the for loop and the while loop, so it's going to the loop through all of this and give us the value over here. So now we have a from iterator. Let's go and observe this one, observable, and subscribe to this one, and let's subscribe it, and we need to pass, when we subscribe it, we pass the observer. So all of this can be done in a very less code, and on the next lecture I will show you how to make use of the lambda expression to sort on all of this boilerplate code, because you can see it's a lot of code that we have to write again and again. But there is a sort of way making use of the lambda expression. So I will show you that one in the next lecture. So now we have a from iterable operator. Just copy this one and go to the main activity. And from here, I will just call that function. Okay. And now let us run our application. And let's wait for the application to come up. And let's go to the logcat. And okay, now we can see that we have on subscribe is called whenever we subscribed over here. That is, whenever we subscribe, it's calling the unsubscribe function, the overridden function, and then on next it's called based on the how many items we have inside this mutable list. So we have a 12 item, so it went through and looked and emitted one by one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 till 12, and finally it got completed. So that's great. So we learned about how to iterate through the list of the items and to iterate items in a sequence. So it's emitting a value in a sequence for us. That's great, right? So I hope you guys got it, and I try to do and practice it more. And it's really useful from Iterable because we have to use it a lot. If you are doing a real programming or you are creating a real project, it's a lot of time we get the values from the database, or you get the values from the API, and you have a list of items, or you have a list of products, and you have a list of the users. And if you want to emit that particular value and check something and perform something, so that this is really useful because we have to iterate through all of these items. So this is really useful. So we have to take you just practice it more. So that's all, and we'll meet up in the next lecture, and we will see on about some more operators that we can make use. Till then, have a great day.